Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we continued working on the Windurst quests in the past, where we had some new Mithra show up to help reinforce the city. They've been added to our group. And then we learned that Ajitomaru Jito had supposedly seen some flying Yugudo and then ran off to Fort Karugo Narugo to try to help. And so we went off there to try to track him down. Found him, saved his butt, helped fight off some of the attackers. And we had a little run-in with one of the warlocks. Robel Akbel, I think was his name. Met him a bit, and then we headed on to one of the early actual Wings of the Goddess missions, where we examined one of the maws, got transported to the Walk of Echoes, ran into Kate Sith, and had a bit of a conversation there. We found out that someone is trying to change the past, and we need to help stop it. So that is what we're working on. But we're now back in Windurst, because we need to do a couple more quests before we can proceed on with the actual Wings of the Goddess missions. So, here we are in Windurst in the past, and we need to examine the Acolyte Hostel here, which I've already brought myself over here, to start the next quest. So let's do that. There's a Maru Jito. Oh, roadblock. What are you doing here? Come for a visit with the boy genius of Windurst, have you? I'm sorry to inform you, but I have a super confidential meeting to attend. No time for idle chin wagging. What's the meeting about? Well, if I told you, it wouldn't be confidential now, would it? Maybe you should just come along. Alright. I figure you've earned your place after last time. Come along then. No dawdling. Look, the warlocks have gathered in secret. You thought we were invited to this meeting? Don't be absurd. Potential wise wizards, such as myself, must master the art of reconnaissance. And I also had to see what kind of goodies the grown-ups get to eat at these hush get-togethers. It appears everyone is in attendance. I'll cut right to the meat of the matter. Windurst is facing a crisis he has not known since the Federation was first founded. Fort Karugo Narugo stands as our last line of defense. That is why I intend to make a request for Sandorian reinforcements. You would grovel before the Royal Knights. Those pointy-eared pranceabounds have been our mortal enemies for generations. We are now part of the Allied forces. Sandoria is a nation of proud warriors. Their aid would be invaluable. But it's all the same to me. Master Caster Patina Otina of the Taurian Warlocks. It will be your duty to make the request for reinforcements to the Royal Knight General. Sir, yes sir. And since I detest sitting around sucking my thumb, I intend to execute my aforementioned strategy. You mean that strategy? The one where you storm Castle Ostrata? Insanity. You would do better rallying with the Mithra mercenaries and seeing to the defense of the city rather than wasting lives in a hopeless assault. The Mithra will remain here. I shall be taking only my personal guard. But Warlock Warlord, even with your formidable powers, your concern is touching but misplaced. Azolku. Zonpa Zippa. I leave command of the city defenses in your hands during my absence. And such a capable hands they are. So capable, you needn't even bother coming back. Master Caster Komolo Domilo of the Sagittarian War Warlocks. Sir, your duty will be to command the defenses of Fort Karuga Narugo. The Tigress Volunteers and the Cobra Mercenaries will be dispatched to provide a sizable fighting force. Are you displeased with your assignment? No, sir. If something should befall the enchanted walls, the fortress will become vulnerable. Situate the mercenaries in key locations to repel any sudden assaults. He shall serve as your advisor. You may see more cooperation with a suitable intermediary. These orders are effective immediately. To your posts. Oh, this was the most successful recon. Well, now. What? Zubaba, huh? I see we have a pair of snoopsy interlopers. I was just practicing my information gather. Silence, this is no place for children. Out with you. What could the Warlock Warlord possibly be thinking? Does he mean to hog all the glory for himself again? Glory? They return to a city of smoking ashes and ruin if he leaves it to the mercy of the theocracy. This craving to be on the forefront of the action is insufferable. I don't care if he is the Warlock Warlord. His policies have our fair city crawling with Mithran mercenaries, and he speaks of sending for even more reinforcements from Alzeria. As if that weren't bad enough, now we have this request for Elvon reinforcements. Has his thirst for conflict blinded him to the consequences of his actions? I can't let this madness continue. Your day will come soon, Robal Akbal. Not bad. I hope nothing has been forgotten. Do not underestimate the shrewdness of the Agudo. They will ruthlessly strike at any weaknesses in the fort's defenses. But if we can strike a mortal blow in the meantime, I'm willing to make sacrifices for the greater good. Oh, how reassuring. There is one for whom this must be done. Let's see if your bite is as ferocious as your bark. That is a male Mithra. They're rare, but they do exist. What are you doing or lying around, brat? It's Dia Prandole. Oh, don't you remember what day it is? That's right, the professor. He's leaving through the Windrest Waters gate. It may be the last time you see him in one piece, so you better give him a proper send-off. Right. Please take good care of the kids while I'm gone. Good dang doodly care. You've got nothing to worry about. That Ajito Marujito handled himself pretty well back there at the fort. Speed the devil. Rest easy. We'll make a man out of him. You'll see. Oh. No, Ajito. I'll be absenteed for a time, so don't go making a nuisance of yourself, alright? Good to see you again. My duties take me to Juneau, and I'd be most thankful if you could keep an eye on this troublemaker. There's a research effort in progress to alleviate the food shortage caused by the war. Researchers from across Vana'diel are gathering to offer their ideas. I've been personally invited to participate. I must do my best so that the children, like Ajito, can grow to be healthy and strong. Don't you fret about Ajito Marujito. By the time you return, I shall have become a resplendent warlock. I'm sorry, I can only spare a couple of kittens to escort you to Juno, Professor. I prefer to have some more seasoned mercenaries to guide you on the trip, but His High and Mightiness, the Warlock Warlord, isn't shy about requisitioning my troops. Most of my girls are just hustled off to reinforce Fort Karugo Narugo. Right. Till? Mill? Ma'am? Yes, ma'am. You two are charged with seeing the professor safe to Juno. No side trips. No problem. Show some respect, will you? Leave it to the boss. Leave it to us, boss. I may look a little softer on the middle, but I'm still an elite graduate of the Oristary. I'm not so helpless as all that. Alright, I must be off. Farewell. Windurst will be safe in our paws. I don't know about those kittens. They haven't even cut their teeth on an enemy yet. Maybe I should go with them? Don't be foolish. The professor just have to turn around and bring you home. This seems like a job for you, Tuna. Could you chase them down and make sure they reach Juno safely? Once Teal and Mill see the professor off, tell them to join the rest of our unit at Karugo Narugo. I think I might know who they are. Give me a minute. Okay. I thought that they might be the younger versions of the myth where they become the Sin Hunters, the Shikari sisters, but it doesn't look like it. Okay. Okay, so we need to go to Zarmuk Champagne and examine the bulwark gate at the western edge of F6. Alright, well, fastest way to get there is going to be to use the survival guide. So let me go ahead and get to the survival guide. Okay, here's the survival guide. No, the right option. There we go. Next page. Our Haragano front, Zarmuk Champagne. We still have a long ride ahead of us, I think. F6 is probably near Juno, and this is not going to be near Juno. Let's see. F6. Yep, over there by Juno. Alright, well, I got a bit of a ride ahead of me. I'll be back once we're in the area. Alright, we should be in the area. Bulwark, no, that's a rampart door. Bulwark gate, I think, is over here. Indeed. I told you, we brought the professor here from Winders for an official research business. The Duchy of Juno, ruled by Archduke Camilno, lies beyond this point. I have orders to prevent entry to any unauthorized travelers. Do you have any papers that document this official business? Oh, you tagged along, did you? It looks like you're just in time to join us for the return trip. You there, that's far enough. You possess the proper identification. You must possess proper identification before being permitted to entry into Juno. Excuse me, coming through. I thought so. Professor Koromoru. You're Rasusu. She is beautiful as an angel. I figured from your letter that you'd be arriving sooner rather than later. And here I am. I would traverse 1,000 times the distance to make your acquaintance. This esteemed personage is Professor Koromuro of the Windurst Aristary and an honored guest of our research efforts. I apologize for the harsh treatment, Professor. Welcome to Juno. Yes, welcome. I'm so glad to see you've arrived safely. And you were the Professor's escort party? A job well done. I am Professor Koromoru's colleague, Rasusu. Nice to meet you. I must introduce you to the rest of the research team. Come along, Professor. This is where we part ways. Keep your tails out of mischief. Sir, yes, sir, Professor. That was uneventful. I think I'm suited to a riskier style of mission. Storm the enemy base, stealth and assassination, that sort of thing. The stuff that the mercenary majors get to. Something you can sink your claws into? I'd go again. You want to impress the prince of a foreign nation with your dazzling swordplay, enter into a forbidden romance, and then become a wealthy princess, right? What about it? A girl can dream, can't she? Oh, I say, can anyone help me? Anyone at all? Huh? Look at that. You don't see that kind of prey down south. Well, that kind of pretty down south. Mill, Tuna, we got to help him. Are you serious? Roshamas? Oh, I say, a jolly good show. I was about to become afternoon tea for that beast. And what fortune to be rescued by such enchanting maidens. You really should be more careful out here in the wilds, you know. Teal, one handsome face and we lost her. Speaking of which, what brings you out here all alone in the first place? I'm actually a part of a Sandorian reconnaissance party. To get a long story short, we acquired one of those Yagudo 108 knot Kipus, and the feathered fiends were none too pleased. They chased us down, and in the ensuing chaos, I was separated from my unit and had the Kipus stripped from me. I then had the misfortune to come across that creature. A tragic tale. The Kipus may contain vital information on troop movements and the like, and we were on our way back to Sandoria to have it deciphered. If you don't mind, we'd be happy to help you get it back. Oh, I say, that's jolly decent of you. Teal, should we be getting back to Fort Karugo Narugo? How can you say that? Do you mean to leave this delectable, distressed soldier to the whims of fate? My instincts are telling me we're on to something big. And if this information is as important as I think it is, we could be looking at instant promotion to mercenary captains. Really? We won't just have our hides skinned by the boss for defying orders? Assuming we manage to salvage this Kipus of yours, would you be willing to share the deciphered information? Oh, of a certain. There's no reason why this information should not be disclosed to our courageous allies. Your generous and noble words have impressed and captivated me, fair lady. Oh, stop now. Well then, let's get to work. Emil, Tuna, let's split up and find this 108 knot, Kipu. We rendezvous here at this gate. Well, I went ahead and took care of that beforehand, so I already have the thing. Where is it? There it is. Oh, I say you found it. Jolly good. Great work, Tuna. My thanks to all of you. I am overcome by Winder's compassion. Time to head to Sandoria. How exactly do we decipher this thing anyway? A simple matter. I'm acquainted with a friar who has a contract with a beastman interpreter. I plan to have this interpreter unlock the mysteries of the Kipu's knots. An interpreter, huh? Is our merry band ready to go? This way to the kingdom of the Red Lion. Alright then, so now we need to head to Sandoria. Well, specifically, we need to enter southern Sandoria from East Ranfar. Now, actually, the fastest way to get there is to get back to Swindurst. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna throw in the warp ring. Warp out of here. Alright, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna head to Windurst Waters S. And then if you've joined Void Watch, which I have, just by basically talking to these Void Watch officers, I should be able to go to the Atomosite Refiner, request teleportation. I need 1,000 Kruger, but I have that. And we want to go to Sandoria, East Ranfar, and teleport. And that should put us right here. Patna Atna here. Wait, aren't you ladies members of the Cobra unit? Who wants to know? Oh, it's Turian Master Caster Vana'diel. What are you doing here? Now, that's an interesting story. You see, I was sent here to request Royal Knight reinforcements. I come before you to formally request Royal Knight reinforcements for Fort Karugo Narugo. Our beleaguered Federation humbly begs for your aid. Oh, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that name. Maybe Yurvolair Kusuro? I understand your situation, and I would dearly love to be of assistance. However, the logistics involved in preparing troops for cross-continent travel, I'm afraid it would be almost impossible to find a unit capable of undertaking the journey at such short notice. General Kusuro, if I may be so bold, I believe my own unit would not be incapable of making such a trek. Out of the question. Your troops have an important mission before them. I will abide no unnecessary impediments to our plans for the Saramuk campaign. I hope you understand my position, Master Caster. Please inform your warlock warlord that the Royal Knights will do what they can, however nothing can be promised at this time. And that was the end of that. Huh? Actually, isn't it the kind of talk confidential or something? It's no secret, and I appreciate having a shoulder to gripe on. I'm afraid the Elvon bear a grudge for the time we ruled the continent. Their pride prevents them from lending us the help we need. Sir Josino, the Temple Knight I spoke of, is currently staying in Squire Alley. Let us be on our way. Okay. Before we do anything, survival guide and home point. Okay, where we're actually headed in town is the house at M8. Well, it's actually the other direction, isn't it? Yes. All right, we'll go do that first. Then I'll grab the survival guide or the home point. A portcullis. This should be the house. Russia Mace? How glad am I to see you safely returned. You were reported as missing by your unit. And who might your companions be? These fine individuals are citizens of Windurst that extricated me from a rather harrowing predicament. So honest and humble. Teal, give it a rest. Well then, I offer up the most heartfelt gratitude, and may the goddess watch over you all. Josino, I actually come to you with an urgent request. Would you by any chance be able to decipher this Yugudo rope message? A rope message? Perhaps my goblin friend will have some insight. Lita, could you take a look at this? Alright, Lita Vox. A gold piece for the guide, a gold piece for the goblin. Can you decipher these knots? It appears to be some sort of Yugudo code. Nita is bright as a box of brass tacks. Piece of crab cake. 1 gold beast coin each. Very well, allow me to collect the fee a little later. It seems our guests are in a hurry. You know got business sense, Josie? Josie? Well, I'll get my gold one way or the other. Let's see this rope. Something about magic gear? Magical equipment? Gear that makes magic useless. The Yugudo have made some, it says. The Yugudo have developed equipment that renders magic ineffective. Magic-resistant armor? Sandoria also once attempted to create such equipment in our own conflict with Windurst. Have the Agudo been successful where our artisans have failed? There's more. Manifest. Lead us to the city. Windurst will fall. Windurst will fall? A prophecy, mayhap? That gives me the chills. This is ominous news. It seems those Royal Knight reinforcements are even more vital than our Taro friends anticipated. Reinforcements? What talk is this? It seems a request was made recently. And General Kusuro refused this request? How callous. Yosuno, I mean to somehow convince the general to reconsider his decision to lend troops to our allies. If it means aiding my newfound saviors, then I will travel to Windurst alone at the cost of my knighthood. Though I hold little sway in military matters, I shall add my voice to your plea. I think it best that you return to Windurst. It will not help our cause if we are thought part of some Taru conspiracy. I'll never understand politics. One moment. Please accept this platinum beast coin as token of my gratitude. May it alleviate some of the cost of your journey. Looks like your nose for trouble landed us right in the thick of it, Teal. Is Windurst going to come through this okay, you think? Maybe I should be making plans to board the next ship out. Bite your tongue. Magic-resistant armor isn't going to help you, Guido, against the Mithrin blades and arrows. I guess you're right. I wonder if Reshamans and his friar buddy will be alright. I'm sure they'll be fine. I mean, how could anyone resist the charms of two such handsome lads? Those Royal Knights are a stubborn lot, according to the Taro. I hear they put people to the sword for stepping out of line. Put them to the sword? But that would be such a waste. We're gonna hurry back to Karugo Narugo and report to the boss. Yeah, about time we were heading out. We'll see you there, Tuna. Alright, there we go. Platinum Beast Coin. Let me go pick up that home point, and then I'll be back. Okay, picked up the home point, so now I have all means of getting here. So that's good. So now we need to head back to Fort Karugo Narugo. I think that the survival guide is actually the fastest way there. So we'll grab that, because there should be a survival guide in the zone. And then we're going to need to head inside the actual fort itself. Fort Karugo Narugo. Yep, that's as close as we can get. Okay, so I'm just gonna make my way through. Let's see. Entrance A, we should get into the fort. Alright. So I will jump to there. Alright, so we should be here. Ah, there it is. Okay. Alright, we are looking for Roti. It looks like the place is under attack by Yagudo, because of course it is. I don't know if that's going to affect my ability to grab the next mission. Yep, I know where I'm going. Tuna, you just missed Telemil. Hey Tuna, what took you so long? The boss will have our ears if you stand there yapping much longer. It's awfully quiet around here. Where is everyone? I guess it's a little less lively than usual. I can explain. Whose ridiculous idea was that? You think you can hold the fort against Yagudo without my girls? These are the direct orders of the Star Sibyl. The Tigresses are to head for Castle Estraja and support the Warlock Warlord's offensive. The Star Sibyl also specifically stated that the loss of the Warlock Warlord at this time would be disastrous. Smells a little fishy to me. We were packed off to Fort Karugo Narugo so fast our heads are still spinning, and now you want us to dive straight into the enemy stronghold? The words of the Star Sibyl are not subject to discussion, and that goes for the Warlock Warlord's orders as well. The people in this continent really know how to stroke a Mithra the wrong way. So, what do you plan to do if they rush the walls while we're gone? Have you got some sort of plan? The walls of the fort are protected by powerful sorceries. Even if the Yagudo could breach those defenses, they would wilt before the combined magical might of the caster companies. Well, about that. Enough dallying. Off to the Castle Estraja with you. Huh. Don't come crying to me when you have birdmen in your basement. And that's why there's so few Mithra around. They're all marched to Castle Estraja. Then wouldn't that mean... What is it? Teal, Mil, Tuna, you saw Professor Koromura safely to Juno? Great timing, boss. We have something important to report. You see, there's magic in the fortress and a secret code, and it's all bad. I have no idea what you just said. Can you make some sense of that for me? Are you telling me the Yagudo have got their talons on some magic-resistant armor? Our source was reliable. So we're back to good old-fashioned soldiery. That means our forces here consist of a handful of Mithra and a company of pudgy bookworms. Boss, isn't that the Sagittarian Master Caster? Master Caster Camolo Domilo. Are you sure a unit will be sufficient? Perhaps we should call the Tigresses back. There'll be no need. The magical walls of this fortress were built to withstand the most determined onslaught. The Yagudo won't lay so much as a feather on the inner courtyard. We'll see how the Warlock Warlord's reputation holds up when rumors fly about his reckless plan and his rescue by Mithran mercenaries sent to the Star Sibyl's behest. And to make the deal all the sweeter, I will earn accolades when my Sagittarian Warlock single-handedly obliterate the Yagudo invaders. Boss? Why do I have to do everything myself? The Tigresses have half a brain between them. They're not a bunch of mewling kittens to be taken by any Tarotaro's glib tongue. Tuna, run yourself over to Castle Estraja and get the tigresses back. Magic resistant armor makes my hackles rise. Thanks, that's for damn sure. I'll be right after you, Tuna. Alright, so now we need to head over to Castle Estraja. But I think that is actually where we'll go ahead and end the episode, because I think things are going to go down when we get there. So we will stop here, and then we will head over there and see what happens when we come back. So for now, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.